Let us start today's important news. Sunita Williams and Barry Wilmore, who were stuck in the space for the last 9 months, they all set to come back to the Earth on March 16th. NASA astronauts Sunita Williams and Barry Wilmore, who have been stranded on the International Space Station, are finally gearing up to return to the Earth. Both of them, who initially embarked on a small mission, a 9-day mission, boarding Boeing Starliner, have been stranded for the past 9 months. NASA cleared a relief crew launch on SpaceX Dragon next week for their return. NASA officials have confirmed that both of them will return to the Earth on March 16th. Sunita Williams and Barry Wilmore were launched in a crewed flight on June 5th. However, after their capsule faced successive failures, they are living from the last 9 months in the International Space Station, facing all the ordeals. The astronauts who were to come back on the Starliner spacecraft after 9 days, they faced issues with their capsule, forcing NASA to put their return on hold indefinitely. The Starliner spacecraft returned without crew on September last year. Now, in a press conference, NASA's ISS program manager, Dana Weigel, explained that since Crew 9 was launching with the two astronauts, now they are coming back. NASA's astronauts are coming back, Sunita Williams and Barry Wilmore, and we are going to welcome them with a lot of enthusiasm because they overstayed. And their health concerns once they reach to the Earth is also very, very serious because after the stay of 9 months, they have to face gravity situations, they have to face other health issues, and even if they carry a small toothbrush, it is like lifting a very big a ton of rock. So it is not easy for them for next few days after coming back to the Earth. Let's see and hope that they will be all well after coming to the Earth. Next important news. The government of India has lifted the export ban on broken rice to promote its shipments. The ban was imposed in September 2022. Export policy of the broken rice has been amended from prohibited to free with immediate effect. The Director General of Foreign Trade has said through a notification. Rice exporters earlier have urged the government to permit the shipments due to the rise in inventories. Last year, that is in 2024, the government removed the minimum export price of $490 per ton on overseas shipments of non-basmati white rice and withdrew a blanket ban on the shipments of this variety. These measures came at a time when the country has ample rice stock at government godowns and retail prices are also under control. The export restriction was imposed as the Russia-Ukraine war has disrupted the food grain supply chain. 2 years back, you have observed there is a war and food grain supply chain was disrupted. And if you allow rice exports, automatically the rice will become very costly in India and there will be short supply. So, India have banned certain varieties of rice from export. Now again, things are fine. Now we have buffer stocks of rice also. Now Government of India have issued a notification that Indian exporters can now export broken rice. Next important news that is coming up. India signed $248 million deal with Russia to upgrade T-72 tank engines. See, we have war tanks, Arjun, Bhishma, Ajaya. The technical names of these tanks will be like T-72, T-90, etc. So, initially, Russia provided the technology to India for manufacturing of war tanks. And you all know that in Chennai, near Chennai, there is a place called Avadi, where we have a tank factory called Heavy Vehicle Factory, where we prepare war tanks. The only factory in India where we produce war tanks is Avadi, Chennai, Heavy Vehicle Factory, Avadi, Chennai. And the technology initially was given by Russia and now we are preparing indigenously. Again, to upgrade the tank engines, we made a new deal with Russia. To upgrade the tank engines, we made a new deal with Russia. The Ministry of Defense signed a $248 million contract with Russian defense firm to procure 1,000 horsepower engines to procure 1,000 horsepower engines for T-72 battle tanks in fully assembled, completely knocked down and semi-knocked down conditions. The deal includes the TOT. TOT means transfer of technology from the Russian defense manufacturer to Chennai-based heavy vehicle factory for integration and subsequent licensed production of engines under technology transfer to boost Make in India in defense sector. The T-72 tanks are very important for India and their upgradation is very important for our border management. Particularly, we have two countries, Pakistan and China, and we should be always cautious in our borders. For that reason, the war tanks are very important to be deployed there. India and Ireland have agreed to set up a joint economic commission to increase bilateral trade, investment and technologies. External Affairs Minister Mr. Jaishankar announced after a meeting with his Ireland External Affairs Minister in Dublin 2 days back, that is on March 6th. Our External Affairs Minister have met Ireland Foreign Minister Simon Harris over a working breakfast meeting in the Department of Foreign Affairs. Also, they have an idea to clinch an action plan with respect to India-Ireland partnership on various domains. Particularly, they are going to move on joint economic commission. So, in India-Ireland relationship, we are going to launch a joint economic commission to increase India-Ireland trade, investment and technology. To increase our joint cooperation with respect to trade, investment and technology. So, presently, India-Ireland trade is around 16 billion euros. Now, we are going to have improved trade, investment and technology transfers between India and Ireland with this joint economic commission. So, India-Ireland relationship is also coming up. Next important news. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Stalin is steadfast with respect to protecting the rights of South Indian states in the delimitation exercise. On March 5th, Tamil Nadu state, that is the Chennai, hosted all-party conference with respect to delimitation exercise, and they have passed a resolution in this all-party conference. They have passed a resolution in this all-party conference saying that we are not against delimitation, but the delimitation exercise should not negatively affect the South Indian states, and the delimitation exercise should be carried on based on 1971 population census, and that census should be considered for the next 30 years, and that the delimitation census which should be carried on based on 1971 census should be freezed for the next 30 years. This is the demand from the Tamil Nadu CM and also the South Indian states. Tamil Nadu CM Mr. Stalin said that he has written a letter to his other CMs in the South Indian states and former chief ministers about concerns related to the delimitation exercise. Mr. Stalin alleged that the delimitation exercise is a blatant assault on federalism, punishing states that ensured population control and good governance. As you all know, South Indian states, Andhra, Telangana, Karnataka, Kerala and Tamil Nadu, they focused on population control for the last 50 years, and now they have to face that brunt. They have to face that brunt because delimitation exercise, the constitution and the exercise says that the allocation of Lok Sabha seats should be based on population, proportion to the population. Bihar, Rajasthan, UP, Haryana, North Indian states have exponential growth in the population levels based on 1971 census. South Indian states have made population control. Now, if North Indian states have more MPs, if South Indian MP seats are stagnated, the South Indian voice will not be reflected in Lok Sabha. This is the question. So, Tamil Nadu CM wrote letter to all the chief ministers and former chief ministers in South Indian states to raise voice against delimitation exercise. To raise voice against delimitation exercise. Next important news that is coming up. Donald Trump, always in the news. Every day he'll be in the news for his rantings, for his speeches, for his social media posts. Donald Trump recently said, American President Donald Trump recently said, if NATO members don't pay, US won't defend them. American President Donald Trump has raised new doubts and concerns in the minds of NATO members. He said he would not support or defend the NATO members if they don't pay to NATO if they don't properly contribute to NATO. It is common sense, right? Trump told to the reporters in the White House. If they don't pay, I'm not going to defend them. No, I'm not going to defend them. Donald Trump said he has been of this view for years and shared with NATO friends also during his first tenure 2017 to 2021. Those efforts prompted me spending more for other members of the 75 years old transatlantic alliance. Now it is enough for America. It's enough for America. America is not going to spend more on NATO. NATO, a collective defense arrangement, a transatlantic alliance was formed in 1949. It's a Cold War era strong institution which actually utilized by America properly from the last 70 years, and now it was outlived its utility. For that reason, Donald Trump doesn't want to support NATO anymore. In fact, there is a chance that one day he may suddenly announce that I am coming out of NATO. Okay, because they are thinking that they are contributing more to NATO and getting less out of NATO. In fact, if Donald Trump announces coming out of NATO, it is beneficial to Russia, and Europe's security will be at doldrums. And now European Union is planning to have its own security mechanism very soon. And yesterday, March 8th, is International Women's Day. The Tamil Nadu government introduced 100 pink autos in Chennai on Women's Day, marking a significant step towards women's safety and mobility in the city. A total of 250 pink autos will be launched. These pink autos will be driven exclusively by women and will cater to female passengers, providing a safe and reliable transport option. In Tamil Nadu, if you observe, we can see auto drivers, cab drivers, and most of the girls will be riding bicycles, scooters, autos, and selling idlis. So, women empowerment, women will be working very, very hard in Tamil Nadu. You can observe, even in simple course, they'll come out and do small works. They never feel shy to be a conductor or a driver or a taxi driver or an auto driver. I like that in Tamil Nadu. And now, Tamil Nadu government, it's a simple step, but an empowering step. It's a very, very simple step. Pink autos concept. Very simple, but an empowering step, right? Hantavirus is in news. Oscar-winning actor Gene Hackman died due to heart disease few days back after his wife Betsy Arquette's death due to Hantavirus pulmonary. So, Hantavirus is in news. Hantavirus refers to the family of viruses that can cause serious illness like the Hantavirus pulmonary syndrome and hemorrhagic fever with renal syndrome, according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. These viruses are zoonotic, transmitted from animals to humans, particularly from rodents, that is rats. Hantavirus is often transmitted to humans by infected rodents through their urine, saliva, and feces. The virus is not spread from person to person, but from animals to humans. The symptoms of hantavirus: fever, muscle aches, and cough, sometimes vomiting and diarrhea. There is a mortality rate of around 40%, 12% to 40% with respect to hantavirus. The mortality rate for hantavirus varies depending on the types of infections and the viruses that cause it. It can range from 12% to 40%. There are several different types of hantaviruses found around the world, and each can cause a different disease. The two most common diseases caused by hantavirus infection. One is hantavirus pulmonary syndrome, basically found in North and South America. Second is hemorrhagic fever with renal syndrome, found mainly in Europe and Asia. 5 rodents are known to carry hantavirus, particularly deer mouse, white-footed mouse, cotton rat, red-backed vole, rice rat. So, we should be very, very careful with respect to hantavirus, particularly if you overstay in the area where there are more number of rodents, the aerosols which carry their some infection, it might actually affect our body, and it might we might get affected by infected by hantavirus. So, we should be very careful with respect to hantavirus. Hantavirus is coming up in news. Coming to Hindu paper news today, as today is a Sunday, there won't be an editorial page in the Hindu paper. 1 killed and 43 injured as protests rocked in Manipur. You all know that recently President's rule was imposed in Manipur to control the situation. In spite of that, there are protests in Manipur. A 19-year-old man was killed and 43 people were injured in Manipur yesterday, that is on March 8th, as Kuki people clashed with Central Armed Police Forces in protest against the enforcement of free movement of vehicles on national highways, which have been blocked since the ethnic violence erupted in the state on May 3rd, 2023. So there's a clash in Manipur for it's a very bad thing. Okay, coming back, we'll see, if not editorial, we'll see important articles. There are few important articles which I can share with you from Hindu paper today. If you see Hindu paper today, page number 9, India-UK ties set to expand and deepen, says our Ministry of External Affairs, Jaishankar. External Affairs Minister inaugurated consulate at Manchester, UK. Speaking of the shared history between the two countries, External Affairs Minister has emphasized the accelerated effort being put into Free Trade Pact. We all know that India and UK are going to have a free trade agreement very soon. Approaching the end of his official tour of the UK and Ireland, India's External Affairs Minister Mr. Jaishankar inaugurated a new consulate in Manchester on March 8th and visited Lashire Cricket Club at the Old Trafford Cricket Ground. He spoke at the both locations of a positive shift and expansion in India-UK partnership. Mr. Jaishankar said that there was nothing more fitting than to have a Consul General inaugurate her consulate on International Women's Day, referring to India's new Consular General in Manchester, Vishaka Yaduvunshi. We are making up for a lot of things perhaps we could have and should have done earlier. Now India-UK relations are in trending, and particularly we are going to have a new free trade deal with UK. It's going to be finalized very soon, and a new consulate was inaugurated, Indian consulate was inaugurated at Manchester by our External Affairs Minister. His 2-day visit to UK and also Ireland was concluded. And next news that is coming up, Sahitya Akademi Awards. Hindi poet Gagan Gill and Naga author 𝐾𝐨𝐰𝐧𝐥𝐨𝐚𝐝, who wrote in English, are among the 23 recipients of prestigious Sahitya Akademi Awards for 2024. They were honored on March 8th, that is Saturday. The Sahitya Akademi Awards, which are the annual awards, recognizing the works in various categories such as novels, short stories, poetry, essays and plays, were announced in December. Mr. Gill received the award for his poetry collection, May Jab Tak Aaye Bahar, and Miss Kair for her novel Spirit Nights. So, Sahitya Akademi Awards were bestowed and award function was concluded. And Gagan Gill, 𝐾𝐨𝐰𝐧𝐥𝐨𝐚𝐝 are among the 23 Indian writers who received Sahitya Akademi Awards. So, when our government gives awards, bestows awards, we should be very interesting to know about those awards, because government awards are very important for the examination. This is a drastic statement given by Rohini Khatse. So, NCP Sharad Pawar party, Rohini Khatse. Allow women to commit one murder without punishment. Allow women, we are talking about feminism, and she said, please allow women to commit a murder without punishment. The International Women's Day, on the occasion of International Women's Day, the Women's Wing of National Congress Party Sharad Pawar on March 8th urged President Draupadi Murmu to allow women to commit one murder without any punishment in view of the growing incidence of crimes against them. Rohini Khatse, NCP party leader, wrote to President Murmu saying women want to kill the oppressive mentality, rapist mindset and ignorant law and order in India. Referring to the recent gang rape of 12-year-old girl in Mumbai, Mr. Khatse said, the incident happened 2 days ago in Mumbai. Think what the situation might be across the country. In the World Population Review survey, India was considered as the most unsafe country for women in Asia concerning their safety. So, she wants the president to give permission allowing women to commit one murder without punishment. On Sundays, Hindu paper carries good articles. Before going to those articles, two important headlines. India's cotton imports shoot up as farmers battle low yields prices. So, we are importing cotton, very bad news. Increasing import of raw and waste cotton in the last 7 months have brought the urgent need to measures to improve our cotton productivity in India. Cotton imports were to the tune of $104 million in August 2024 and $134 million in September 2024. It was too high. In January this year, $184 million worth of cotton we are importing. Meanwhile, the Cotton Corporation of India has procured close to 100 lakh bales of Indian cotton that has come into the market since the beginning of the new season. It's a time to improve and increase our cotton productivity in India as we are fighting with low yields of cotton. Example, Jaypal, a cotton farmer in Telangana said, at the beginning of the season, farmers are not happy because yield is very less in cotton. International prices are weak and mills are able to buy from there. So internationally we are getting cotton at a lower cost than the production cost in India. So we stopped producing and we are buying from outside. But we have to rely on our own cotton production. There is no other way for us. But because cotton is very important for India. Next important news, reduced tariff with US suggests textile exporters. Most textile and apparel exporters associations have suggested to the government of India to go in for reduction of tariff of 0 for 0 trade agreement with America. The Apparel Export Promotion Council said that tariff levied by the US on textiles and apparel ranges from 2% to 32%. So, textile exporters groups are saying that reduce tariffs on American apparels. So, according to CIA and other important groups also, the news is same. Science articles, you have beautiful articles today which you can read from Hindu. 100-day TB elimination campaign far from achieving main objective. So, the 100-day TB elimination campaign was launched on December 7, 2024 across 455 intervention districts in 33 states and UTs. But the thing is, it has not shown much results. The main object of the campaign is not diagnosing TB in people who show TB symptoms, but detecting asymptomatic TB cases. For early detection of TB cases, the campaign uses a new strategy of using chest X-rays for screening. Only 836 vans with portable X-ray machines were available for screening the high-risk population across 455 intervention districts. Only 3.8 lakhs of the over 10 crore individuals who were screened using X-rays as on February, which is just 3.8%. A substantial population among 3.8 lakh people screened under chest X-ray had no symptoms of CB. So, it has no symptoms of TB. So, the TB elimination campaign have not yet properly reached its objective. The 100-day TB elimination campaign in India far from achieving its main objective. This is the news that is coming up. We have counted our vulnerable dolphins recently. The Ministry of Environment and Forest and Climate Change released a survey of the population study of dolphins found in Indian rivers, and the numbers are 6,327. These playful creatures with their torpedo-like bodies generate excitement whenever they are spotted. People flock to see them. Urban teenagers describe them as very cute. So, there are two kinds of river dolphins. Facultative river dolphins occur in both marine and fresh waters. In India, Irrawaddy dolphins are seen around the Chilka Lake, where an estimated 155 of these are a major tourist attraction. Irrawaddy river dolphins, which are seen in Chilka Lake, major tourist attraction, and of the Sundarbans. The smaller Tukushi is found in the Amazon and Orinoco rivers, and the Yangtze finless porpoise is about 1 meter long. So, mostly I expect a question in these films about dolphins. Hindu paper have given a nice article on why are Indian firms racing to build local AI. On March 6th, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technologies, India's AI mission launched AI Kosha, a national data set platform that will gather non-personal data from various ministries and departments in order to develop AI models and tools. AI Kosha is very important for our exam. It also launched the Common Compute Portal to allow startups and academia to access a shared pool of graphics processed units, GPUs, to build and run AI models and tools. So, the India AI portal was initially set up as a joint initiative between the Ministry of Information and Electronics and India Tech Industry Association NASSCOM in 2023. So, now the news is all about AI Kosha. AI Kosha is the implementation of another pillar of the mission, India AI Dataset Platform. AI Kosha is nothing but India AI Datasets Platform. One of the main issues with building AI models from scratch, or to some extent even adopting existing models to India, is that They are largely trained on Western models that are heavily biased towards English and developed countries. The fact that many internet users are navigating the web and contributing to discussions online in English, even if it is not their main language in India. Now, AI Kosha is beginning of an attempt to make India-specific data to be more widely available. The data sets that have so far been uploaded, like several pairs of Indian languages. So, AI Kosha is also focusing on local languages, not only English but also local languages. So, this is very important. AI Kosha. కాంపిటేటివ్ ఎగ్జామ్ సంబంధించి ప్రత్యేకంగా సివిల్ సర్వీసెస్ ఎగ్జామ్ సంబంధించి ఏ ఆప్షన్ చూస్ చేసుకోవాలి, ప్రిపరేషన్ ఎప్పుడు స్టార్ట్ చేయాలి, ఏ బుక్స్ రిఫర్ చేయాలి, ఇలాంటి డౌట్స్ ఉంటే CSB/IAS అకాడమీని కాంటాక్ట్ అవ్వచ్చు. దీనికి సంబంధించి నా పర్సనల్ అపాయింట్మెంట్ ఈ వీడియో పైన డిస్ప్లే అవుతున్న కాంటాక్ట్ నెంబర్కి ఫోన్ చేసి తీసుకోవచ్చు.